restoring Illinois to greatness. This is Illinois Rising, presented by the Illinois Policy Institute and hosted by AM 560's Dan Proft.
Welcome back to Illinois Rising. I'm Pat Hughes, filling in for the great Dan Proft. Joining me is Kathleen Murphy from the Illinois Opportunity Project. And Kathleen, on Friday, we inaugurated our 45th president of the United States, which is always an incredible thing, sort of this peaceful transfer of power. It's been going on since the late 1700s. But on top of that, if somebody had said to me 2 years ago, Donald Trump is going to be president, I would have laughed. If they said it to me a year ago, I would have laughed.
Like that scene in Back to the Future where he's like, oh, who's the president in 1985? Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan!
That's what it's like. It's like, you have to be kidding
Yeah.
me. But here we are. And so, like I said earlier, I was slow to come to him, but now I'm 100% on board, and now he's our president, and I want to support him. So I'm hoping that he does well. I'm looking for a conservative Supreme Court nominee. I'm looking for Obamacare to be dismantled and replaced with something that makes sense, that uses more market factors to lower costs and increase access for people, hoping that they'll do something that'll make sure that people stay covered who are covered, because we don't want to go backwards, I don't think, in that respect. But Illinois, with respect to Illinois, obviously Trump has a hotel here. He's spent time here before. What do you see our new president doing that can impact Illinois specifically over the next 4, if reelected, 8 years?
I have 3 big things. So this week is School Choice Week, January 22nd to the 28th, which is a cause that's near and dear to all of our hearts at the Illinois Opportunity Project. And so he can take some of those federal dollars with the new head of the Department of Education and use the federal funds to create scholarships for kids in Chicago. Diana Rickard of the Illinois Policy Institute, so smart, wrote this great article in the Chicago Tribune, and she said the federal government sends money to Illinois every year to be used for education. That money belongs to the students. And she said that approximately CPS students could receive $2,200 each, and a typical student in Illinois could receive $1,100 each. That would give families some control, and it would force these school districts to kind of be worthy of these families' investments in them and make them step up and compete for the kids. The state could do more, but legislators don't seem to have an appetite for it. It's been 6 years since they ran the school choice bill.
Yeah, it's because of the teachers union. What's the second one?
Second one, he should. We talked about the federal money that came into Chicago under Obama. He should end that until Chicago and Illinois get some structural reforms in place and get their spending priorities in order, and insist on that before any more federal grants come into the city or the state. And then the last thing he can do is he can send certain Republican leaders in the Illinois Senate a copy of the Art of the Deal so they don't negotiate budget deals with $5 billion tax increases and $7 billion in borrowing.
I love that. I love that third one. I am pretty sure, I don't know this, because I know what's in people's minds or hearts, that some of our legislative leaders in Springfield have not read the Art of the Deal, and if they did, I'm not so sure they would have understood it. The thought I have with respect, and those are all phenomenal points, the thought I have with respect to Trump is something that I harp on constantly. I was, born and raised in Chicago on the north side, northwest side, far north. I went to Chicago Public School, and Trump was the first person, because he, people say he cares what people think, but he doesn't really. He was the first person to call the inner cities out and Chicago out for what the real crime is in our society. And that is that we've allowed families and communities to break down so sufficiently, and a school system to serve the not the parents, but the workers in the system, the adults in the system, that the combination of those things have led, and this is particularly for African-American youth, particularly for minorities in the city of Chicago, have led to lives being destroyed, to the point where if you go to Chicago Public School, if you live in some neighborhoods in Chicago, from the time you're born, you have no chance. When I say you have no chance, you have no chance. And Donald Trump was, and he got criticized for this, courageous enough to use his bully pulpit during the campaign, and I hope this persists as we continue through his presidency, to stand there and say, enough is enough. These cities have been destroyed, and someone, it wasn't Obama, who it should have been, needs to stand up for these people and make their lives better.